Hello, it's Logan from the Motorcycle Forge, and today we've got my 2021 Yamaha Mt09, and today we're going to whip the clutch out of this bad boy. So it looks relatively straightforward. There is a protective cover on here which is held on by a couple of bolts. There is our clutch adjuster down here, which that's just two nuts, and we should just be able to hook the cable off. And then it's just a bunch of Allen keys and the clutch cover should come off, and then we can have a look and see what we're going to do inside. Right, so I've got all the bolts out and I've got them in an ice cream container, so I'm not going to lose any. I've got another one down there to catch oil in case oil comes out. I have drained the engine oil, so there only should be maybe a little bit in the bottom, if any. Damn, cover's off. There is a fair bit of condensation. It's had some water in it at some point, previous owner. And so we're going to whip this off and look further. Now we just got to get this lock nut off in the middle to pull the inner out, and it's got a lock tab here and here, so we've got to get a punch or a hammer, screwdriver, something, pry them out so that they're not locking onto the shaft, and then we can get this nut undone. Now it's important when you're taking your clutch plates out, take note which ones go where, because they're not all the same. Either use a manual, take a photo, pray to the gods. This clutch hub nut is stubborn. It would not come off. So yeah, I'm gonna make a proper tool and it's gonna clamp onto the clutch hub on both sides, and then it'll probably go against the footrest to lock it. I now have myself a clutch hub locking tool. I just bought a set of vice grips, 30 bucks down the local shop. Cut off the clippity cloppity horse things that it had on them, and then just weld on some bits of steel, and that should clamp onto the clutch hub quite nicely. Now with the tool on there, it is touching my footrest there, and I don't want to mark that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bolt out and just put a longer bolt, and that means it's resting on that bolt and I'm not going to scratch the paint. And there we go. I've just put a couple spaces on a longer bolt, and it just means it's sitting against that, and then we'll be able to put a lot more force through this and see if we can get this nut undone. And I will heat it up as well, because I think there's Loctite in there. This is very, very, very hot. To get an idea of how hot it is, listen to this. This is a tiny bit of spit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a while before I touch that. It is really hot. I try to use my pliers. I don't really want to wait half an hour for it to cool down. Oh, come on, get off there. Now, I'm putting everything over here on the concrete because it's really hot and I don't want to melt a hole in the carpet. All right, now I'm gonna see if I can pull this inner hub off. Now, I was expecting some kind of scissor gear so there was no backlash between this and the crank, but I don't seem to see one, so I'll just give it a tug and see if she comes off. Nope. Now the outer clutch hub, that just pulled straight off. All I had to do was undo a wee bolt which was on the oil pump here. Now it can fall down into the sump, so definitely put a rag below it in case you drop it, because you don't want to lose that down there. Now that's what I was going to show you in this video, how to get that apart. Now we'll put it back together in reverse order. Just put the flat washer on there. Now there's the spring washer, and it actually says out on it right there, and then, so that's, you can tell which way that goes. And then we've got the nut, and I'm going to put some Loctite on that. The seat washer, which is nice and flat. Then we've got this concave washer, and we want it curved this way. Then we're going to want one of these thin friction plate, put one of these ones in. Then it's just a normal steel, and then it's pretty much the same for most of it till we get to the other end. Now if you were putting in new plates, you would want these soaked in oil. These are ones that have already been in the bike. Right, so that's all our normal plates left, and then we just have two skinny fibers and 1 skinny steel. We want to put a skinny fiber around the outside, and then a skinny steel and 1 more skinny fiber, and then 1 plate, just the outer plate. So instead of here, it's going to be there. There, and now the clutch plaque. Oh, I've forgotten something. This rod is supposed to be on the other side of there. There we go. All the plates are in. Done. Now those bolts there, they're torqued to 10 Newton meters. Make sure they're done up tight. Then you're just going to want a new gasket, and you're going to put a little bit of crankcase seal on both sides where the crankcases join. Put your new gasket on, put the cover on, do up all your fasteners. So you want to set this clutch so it's about 2 mil free play in the cable, and that means it's not going to be slipping, and then you're good to go. Covers on, they're all done up. They would be about 10 Newton meters as well, just done them by hand. And I'll put some oil back in it and chuck the rest of the bike back together. Now, if you love motorcycles as much as I do, I want you to smash that subscribe button. And this has been Logan from the Motorcycle Forge. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.